I'm your average weekend warrior rock climber, and this is Chris Sharma's Catalan Witness the Fitness. Hey guys, I'm back in Cova de L'Ocell today. It's a small crag near Barcelona, Spain, and the goal of this session is going to be trying Chris Sharma's Catalan Witness the Fitness. That's just this amazing line coming out the horizontal roof, about 25 moves long, and I thought I'd share with you a little bit about the process of what's going on in my project. At this point, I'm already pretty familiar with some of the moves in this cave, because earlier in the season I did a V13 proposed grade by Beto Rocosolano that starts there on the right and then links up with the second and third parts of Sharma's Catalan Witness the Fitness. So I put quite a few sessions into that line. So all this top part that you'll see me warming up here in a bit, I'm pretty familiar with. And now we're trying the really hard moves down low. I'm really fortunate in the fact that I can come here. This is a short weekend trip. I guess I could do it in a day because it's a few hours drive. But I'm by no means a professional climber. I just love climbing a lot. I can climb outside a couple times a week. But I have life obligations, and I thought it'd be cool to share what it's like trying some of the world's hardest lines. So let's hop into it. Now the real warm-up game begins. I did the middle section a few times, and the boulder in itself, it's super long. It divides up into 3 different parts. We have the entrance section down low, which we'll get to in a bit, the middle section, and then there's a final boulder problem that I'm going to do now that's like a V7, and it starts from this jug. And after you've done it a lot of times, like I have at this point, it's not super difficult. But you're going to see here in this final section that there's a moment where you kind of like lose balance a bit. And I've seen quite a few climbers coming from down low fall right here. So I always repeat this boulder problem as part of my warm-up process. Cool. It's also good to repeat this because those crimps, they change a lot if there's not good friction. We're pretty close to the ocean right now, so sometimes the wind actually blows in from the sea, and this feels really hard. So when it goes easy, I know that the friction's good, and today looks like we're in luck. That speck over there, that's Barcelona. Let's start taking a look at some of the harder moves. The second and third parts of this boulder, starting from this middle jug, going all the way to the end of the V7 finish that comes in around like V11, V12. And Chris Sharma and the tall climbers are doing the Crux move of that part, coming off this hold and making a giant Gaston. But I'm only 5'6", and I've got like a +1, +2 ape index, so I can't make that move. So right now I'm actually using Dave McLeod's sequence of feet, where he goes backwards with the hands and then walks his feet around on the roof. And then I figured out that you can get a sneaky little toe jam in here. So it helps me make the big span move. So let's check that out. Probably a good idea if I actually put the pads where they're supposed to be. only downfall of this cave is that there's just so much dirt and powder everywhere. When you get home, you find this like dirt in all the wrong places. Just imagine. And then here you'd be at the rest before the last part. La Cova de L'Ocell is one of these like really special, unique crags in the fact that it's less than an hour from Barcelona, a major metropolitan city, and it's home to some of the world's hardest sport routes and boulder routes. Right behind me, just this like iconic line going up the crag is Chris Sharma's Bon Combat, which I think he gave a 9B. And then over this way, in the like just straight middle of the crag, about 5 or 6 meters up, we have the boulder cave. And sometimes other climbers come here, and there are these 2 or 3 routes that come just straight out of the cave. So you're inside there bouldering, and then watching people climbing out of the cave. So it's a really special place. Let's take a quick hold tour. I'm going to just show you guys the holds down here on the lower section. If you're interested in seeing all the holds from the higher up parts, I did a short earlier this year, and I'll throw a link to that up in the corner. So the line starts way in the back of the cave on these 2 jugs. And you just kind of like play around with your feet, and you can do some like heel hooks or toe hooks to take a bunch of weight off your hands. And then we start coming out to these crypts. Now, most of these holds are cool because you can flip your hands around and turn it into underclings. Then out to the right, there's a toe hook that you can slide under. So that's pretty important for the crux sequence. And moving out a little bit farther, we have some crimps in here, which I have been trying to use in my sequence. A cool 3-finger pinch. This is a pretty small friction-dependent hold, which I'm also trying to use. And then we get to this one, which is alright. I guess it's kind of like a full pad, not quite in cut, but it works. And then eventually we have to make a jump move out to the jug, which is probably going off the camera, but up here. Today is going to be, I think, my 4th session trying Catalan Witness completely fresh. At this point, I have done all of the moves, so theoretically it's possible, but as a shorter climber, the tall dudes, some of the guys are able to get with their feet down here and reach this hold, and I can't even touch it. So when I have a toe hook here, I'm having trouble. You'll see other tall guys that reach out to this, and I also can't reach that. So the only beta that's worked for me at this point is pulling my feet out and walking my feet around on the roof and doing some like crazy drop knees. It works, but it's pretty finger intensive, and I might need to put in some training hours this summer. But we'll give it a try and see what happens. Whoa, sick. This is the first time I just connected those moves on the warm-up try. Ooh, cool. Biceps? Not sure about that. They're kind of small, but luckily there's a lot of feet, so biceps aren't everything. They're not everything. Oh, I'm going to give another try at this beta sequence that I think could work. Grabbing an intermediate hold and bumping out left. It's not worked for me on other days, so we'll see if today's any different. It feels pretty reachy, but You never know. Oh. It's the first time I did that move, actually. So I guess it could work. Feels reachy, but it will save me 3 or 4 different foot moves, so that's pretty exciting. So that worked pretty well too. But the problem I see with this beta is that usually the guys that get to these 2 holds then get their left foot up to this and then just make a huge jump. And I typically like to control my climbing, so I'm really worried that my brain is going to have trouble just like wrapping its head around that move. But it's definitely easier this way. Maybe worth pursuing a little bit more. Risk it for the biscuit.
Behind every great video is a great camera woman. Lucy just found her project for the day. It's this route that just goes up that white streak there. And it looks kind of slabby. And it's probably going to be full of these like wild stones that just pop out. Make like grippy little features on the rock. Passat!
Sun went down. Temps are dropping. And it's time to put Lucy to work. Oh no, there's no way. Oh, ouch.
Ow.
Almost killed Lucy, and then I'm off the pads. I think I'm gonna go back and try the other bait a little bit. Well, I still got a few ounces of strength left in my body. I'm not sure if I'm feeling that jump move. Getting there is one thing, but sticking it, it's another story. Back to the other beta. This beta is extremely hard to change my hand, but if I can make the hand switch, then everything else works easier. But the hand switch is really, really hard. So I've got like a stopper move right now either way. But I have done the hand switch before, but with the pads stacked up and putting myself like in the sweet spot. First move was good, but then the jump just felt desperate. Oh. This is like all the moves go in isolation, but it's still like really early in the process for linking. So I don't know which beta is better, because when I do this like feet out, drop knee beta, the jump move's a lot easier, but getting to it, there's a lot of like finger intensive moves, so I'm not sure in the long run which one's going to be better for me. I'm having trouble sticking this one today, and I think we've been in here for like 3 hours. You can just like feel the power going slowly down. Because Lucy's over there like half asleep and it's 10 o'clock at night. And the stoke is decently high. So we'll keep trying. Kind of. It's just so hard to practice with and get that like right body position, because as soon as you're like here, if you have someone pushing you into it, you can't like get weight on your feet. And then of course when I have the pad, as soon as I lift off, it's like half in my way. But it's the best way I've found to like practice this move. Just like flipping the hand over. It's so important because once you get your hand flipped, then you can start moving your feet around on the roof. The light is in my eye, but one of my lights turned out. And now you probably can't see me. So this is our last go. We'll see if we can flip the hand over. And then we're going home. Good try to end on. If you guys made it this far in the video, thanks for watching. Give a like, leave a comment down below if you want to see something like this again. And until next time, happy climbing. Oh, Stidolio.
You look like a pancake when you fall.
I look like a pancake.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And I'm tearing up my shoes. I should probably get some new shoes. La Sportiva, sponsorship, please. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Should I get more biceps? Leave a comment.